How's it going, YouTube? Sick Eric back again with another video. Today we're just going to be doing a quick video on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. How this phone is still a great phone and might be a better phone to get over the Samsung Galaxy Note 10, especially for the Note 10 regular one. I know the Note 10 Plus has more features to it, but comparing this to the regular Note 10 and some things to the other Note 10 Plus 2, this phone is still an excellent buy. Now, I went ahead and made a list on things of why this is a better buy in 2020, other than getting the regular Note 10 or the Note 10 Plus. Now, this phone really surprised me. I never got to have this phone when it first came out, so I'm really enjoying this. I find myself switching between this and the LG V60 constantly. Right now, I'm using the LG V60, but I was using this like last week, and this phone is really, really great, even in 2020. Now, one of the first things, we'll go ahead and jump down into it. This phone has that the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus and the Galaxy S20 do not have, and that is a headphone jack. So we'll go ahead and mark that off the list. Now, you do get a headphone jack on this, which is excellent. A lot of phones do not have it. The LG V60, probably the only other flagship phone that still has a headphone jack, and it is definitely nice to have. Your Bluetooth headset dies, you could fall back on that headphone jack and start using Bluetooth as well. So really, really excellent feature to have, especially in 2020. It's a rarity. You do not see it on phones that often anymore. Second thing is going to be the notification light. Whenever you get a notification, you will have a light blinking up here. So really, really cool for that. No phone has had a notification light for, I want to say, probably the last 2 years, just because bezels have gotten smaller and there was nowhere to put a notification light on there, which is sad because I definitely like having some sort of indication that I have a missed notification, missed call, or even when it's charging, that notification light will come on. So really, really nice feature to have. Another reason too that this is great, and probably the last phone to feature this, is the iris scanner. I don't have it set up right now because I just finished setting this up. I had to do a factory reset, updating and all, just to clear things out. But you do have biometrics, and you do have your iris scanner as well on here, which I know it may be a gimmick, but it actually works really well. If I can get this to just register one iris. And it is a nice feature to have for a device, just create that extra sense of security. And right there, you got it scheduled scan, and you could use different options as far as iris or fingerprint or intelligent scan, which will do both. So we'll just go ahead and do that. So when you turn it on, it should scan for your irises and work for you right there. So really, really cool feature to have. This was one of the last phones to have the iris scanner implemented on it, which it's kind of sad that Samsung took that away. It was a really cool technology when it first came out. It was really high-tech and fancy, but now they took that away, obviously. Next thing on the list is going to be the reliable fingerprint scanner. It is definitely a lot faster to unlock your phone. You just barely tap it. To register, you just pretty much swipe it once or twice and it registers your fingerprint. So really, really cool, really fast. The in-display fingerprint sensor is probably more secure, but it is definitely a little bit slower, especially on the newer Samsungs and on the LG V60. Nothing beats the reliable old capacitive fingerprint sensor when unlock your device. It falls right in the center and the back, so your finger falls right on it, and you do have gestures to open and close your notification shade on there as well, which is a really, really cool feature. And personally, I like it on the back. So sometimes it's a little annoying when you have your phone on the desk and you want to unlock your phone, but you can usually use either smart lock to keep it unlocked or your face to unlock your phone. But it's really, really cool to have it in the back. It's reliable, it's fast, it will never let you down. It will always read your fingerprint, unless, of course, your fingerprint is dirty or your finger is dirty or wet or something like that. So, really, really cool feature. No phone has, well, actually, older phones and maybe mid range phones will have it on the back. Newer phones will have it underneath the display. Heart rate scanner, there is a heart rate scanner on the back to scan your heart rate. Usually, you just go into Samsung Health and you should be able to scan your heart rate. Not really a big deal. I hardly use it, but just keep that in mind. This was one of the last phones to have that heart rate sensor on the back. Uninterrupted display on this device. No notch. You do get some bezels on the top and on the bottom, chin and the forehead, but they do house the camera and all the sensors up here for that. But you do get that uninterrupted display. As you can see right there, there is no notch, no cutout. This phone is awesome for viewing media, watching movies, YouTube videos. Really, really nice to have. This phone is just excellent as far as that. You do not get into any interruptions or anything on this device. One of the last phones to have bezels on there. Every phone now you see has either a hole punch notch, water drop notch, U notch, whatever the case may be, or a pop-up camera for like on the OnePlus 7 Pro. But still, you get an uninterrupted display, and I do not mind the design of this phone. It's a really nice built phone. It looks great. It feels great in the hands, and I don't mind the bezels on the top and on the bottom. Other thing is price. Now, this phone you can get used. As you know, in my previous videos, I got this phone on Amazon renewed for about, it was less than $400, and it really, really excellent deal. That is way more than half the cost of the Galaxy Note 10 and a Note 10 Plus. Those phones are $1,000 starting and then go up even higher, especially if you get the 5G variants. And that is just insane, especially in times right now. Nobody's going to want to go and spend over $1,000 on a smartphone, considering all that has happened right now in the world. So definitely a better buy to go used. And you probably get a better experience as I did. I've got scratches on the display. I don't know if you can see that right there, but there is a scratch underneath. I put a screen protector on here to give it more of a newer look, and it does help, and it does make the phone look a lot nearer on the front, because the display was scratched up quite a bit, and some of the oleophobic coating began coming off up here, only because I tried to remove the scratches and ended up removing the coating. As far as the back, there were some scratches, but I went ahead and just got a skin from Sophie Guard and slapped that on there. And really, really nice. It's not too bad. It performs perfectly, so no issues there as far as getting it on Amazon renewed. Some people have gotten this phone and gotten it in better condition than I have, but I guess it just depends on what you get. When you order it, you do have 90 days to return. If you do not like it or there's too many scratches on there, I just decided to say screw it, and I went ahead and kept it, slapped a screen protector on there and a skin, and I'm good to go. Loving this device. So definitely way, way cheaper than the new Galaxy Note 10. As far as software goes, it is running the same software, probably just a little bit behind maybe, since this is Samsung One UI 2.0. I know the Note 10s have been bumped up to 2.1, and this phone is supposed to get it. Updates are rolling out right now to Verizon and I believe AT&T for that new update. Nothing yet for the T-Mobile variant. This is the T-Mobile variant. Software info, Android 10 2.0. I believe the security update for this is March 1st, 2020. So that is still pretty recent, especially for this phone since it came out in 2018. Still getting new software. Now, the 2.1 may be the last update for this phone. I'm not sure if it's going to get 2.5 or not. Definitely Android 10 is going to be the last update for this device. But still excellent software. It's still getting updates, so excellent for this phone, especially since it is 2 years old. Next thing is No added useless gimmicks for this phone and the S Pen. Everything on here is absolutely useful. This phone is a beast. The S Pen has everything you need on here, nothing more. It is Bluetooth enabled, so you are able to, say if you go into your camera and you want to snap a picture, you could just click on the S Pen and it'll take a shot for you. So that's really cool if you want to use it as a remote. Single press, take a picture, double press to switch cameras. So if you click it twice, it will switch the camera to the front facing camera. There I am. So really, really cool. Excellent features. I know the Note 10 has like this one stuff you could do on there, which is just just stupid, in my opinion. You know, you're over here waving at your phone. It's really, I don't know. Like I said, they are gimmicks. This one, everything on here is absolutely useful, and I really do like that shutter button. So if you're taking videos or recording a video for YouTube, you can set this aside and just click record and you are good to go. So that is really cool. No extra gimmicks on here as far as software features go, other than maybe the iris scanner, but everything on here is useful as heck. There's no extra stuff on here that you do not need. This phone is an absolute powerhouse, and you can do anything with this phone, so that's really, really cool. As far as display goes, I know all the phones nowadays are coming out with 90 hertz, 120 hertz, 144 hertz displays and everything. This phone is at 60 hertz because back then all of that wasn't really known for a smartphone. But the kicker is the Note 10s are 60 hertz displays, which actually is pretty much the same as this. And this is even more of an upgrade if you're trying to go to the regular Note 10, because that phone has a 1080p Full HD Plus display. This one is a full QHD Plus display, so 2K resolution on here. Yes, it's 60 hertz, but it's still a very, very nice, beautiful display. You will not have any issues with this. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous on here. Everything on here looks excellent. Pictures, video, everything just looks great on this display, especially if you're watching high quality movies and stuff like that. Excellent display. One of Samsung's best displays right here. And you're getting all of that for less than half of the new Galaxy Note 10 and a Note 10 Plus. So you are definitely not losing out on anything as far as displays go with this Note 9. Camera wise, this phone still has an excellent camera. I'm going to be flashing some pictures that I have taken with this device over your screen. That way you can check out some of the pictures that this phone could take. Excellent video capability. You can record up to 4K 60 on the rear, and you can record, I believe it is 2K resolution on the front facing camera, which most phones right now you could record up to 4K, but not really a big deal. It's still excellent quality. You get 12 megapixels on the back, telephoto, and a regular sensor, and then I believe it is a 8 megapixel on the front for that. So really, really cool specs. The camera is still solid on here. No issues. This phone still takes excellent pictures and excellent video still in 2020. Now, the not so good stuff on here, which are just really, me nitpicking, not really anything serious, but there is no wide angle camera on here going on back to the cameras. It is just a telephoto and your main sensor. Now, I love wide angles, and I definitely use them more than I do telephotos cameras, but there is no wide angle on here, which I kind of miss on this phone. Is definitely a cool feature to have, and most phones nowadays do have a wide angle, especially LG and the Samsungs. But you do get that telephoto lens and the main sensor lens. Telephoto pretty much helps for depth and portraits and stuff like that. So you still get two cameras in the front, one camera in the front. So it's still not that, bad of a deal considering the price point of this phone. like I mentioned earlier, the bezels, some people may not like that. You do have larger bezels going around the top, and on the bottom, the sides are still pretty slim. Not as slim, of course, as the newer Samsung devices, but you still get that top chin and bottom forehead and the bottom chin on there. But I don't mind it. Some people might. Some people want, as the least amount of bezels on their device just because it looks more futuristic looking. But I personally don't mind it. But take that into consideration. When you get this phone, you are going to have bigger bezels than the new Note 10s. Processor wise, this is running the Snapdragon 845, which we all know we are now on the 865. So that is 2 generations old, but it's still a great processor. You get 6 gigabytes of RAM on here, which is the absolute least that I would like on a Samsung phone. Anything over 6 is excellent, but definitely do not go under 6 gigabytes, especially for a Samsung phone. This phone still runs excellent. It's still fast. It's still snappy. It still works great. No hiccups or stutters anywhere, especially after this new update. Things just run really, really nicely on here. But this phone does have the Snapdragon 845, and it is an older processor, but it still works great on here. Of course, no 5G support on this phone. Just throwing that out there. As far as support for HDR10, Plus, this one supports HDR10, I believe. The Note 10 does support HDR10 Plus when watching videos and doing video recording as well. So just keep that in mind. The display may be just a little bit more better as far as the content it supports so you can view on it, but it's still an excellent display. You will not be disappointed with the display on the Galaxy Note 9. As far as updates go, this is probably going to be one of the last updates for this device. I'm not sure if it's going to go any higher than 2.1, but I know there was some talk about whether or not the Note 9 and the S9 would get 2.1, but I think it is confirmed that it will be getting Samsung One UI 2.1. As far as Android 11, I do not think this phone will be getting Android 11, unfortunately. Which makes sense. I mean, most phones, they support up to 2 Android version updates for the devices. After that, they pretty much either get security updates or not very many updates after that. But you still are getting updates for the Galaxy Note 9. So even if you were to purchase it today, you are still guaranteed, your regular security patches and hopefully anything above 2.1 this phone will still get. But other than that, this phone runs great on the software that it is running now. Excellent device. I definitely recommend checking it out on Amazon Renewed. I have not looked back on purchasing this. This was one of the first phones that I ever got to buy, like just outright spend money on it. And it is really, really nice. And I don't mind that it's a phone from 2018. Like I said, I never got to have the Note 9 when it first came out just because it was so expensive. But now I do. I do enjoy using the S Pen. It is still really, really cool to use and just really cool to have if you want to sign some stuff or take notes or color or picture, coloring or drawing or anything like that, signing documents, everything. This S Pen is really, really cool feature to have, and for less than $400, that is really, really nice. Most phones with a, stylus on there are budget phones, and you do not get as many features that you do with the S Pen. It's just more refined. But as far as my experiences with the Note 9, I've definitely been loving it. Like I said, I've been switching between this and the LG V60 constantly. I cannot decide which phone I like better. Of course, the V60 probably takes better pictures. It has a newer processor, but as far as the way they run, I don't know. I tend to come back to this phone over the V60 a lot just because it is, to me, I don't know, it has a better display, higher resolution display. You got the S Pen. Battery life on here is excellent. 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It definitely gets you through a full day, which I was surprised. Usually Samsung phones aren't that great on battery life, but this phone is really good on battery life. It comes in just right underneath the LG V60 as far as battery life quality on this phone. So really, really nice. You guys know the specs of this device. It is an old device. This is just my experience of getting a Amazon renewed Galaxy Note 9 and what I think of it, and would I do again? Would I buy another Galaxy Amazon renewed phone? Yes, I probably would. Whether or not the wife lets me or not, that's a different story. But definitely enjoying my purchase of this phone. Like I said, it did come scratched up a lot, but slapped on a nice glass screen protector on here, and it looks new. Slap on a skin on here, and you can't even see all the scratches. So this is really, really good deal. For under $400, you cannot go wrong. Check it out. I'll post a link in the description so you could go on Amazon Renewed to check this phone out, or check out other phones if you want. But really, really nice. This is a T-Mobile variant of the Note 9. They do have, carrier lock like Verizon, and then unlocked from Samsung on here. I just went ahead and chose the T-Mobile because I'm not going anywhere. I'm on T-Mobile, and this phone runs just great. So that has been my, review of the Galaxy Note 10, and going over why I think it's a better buy over the this is the Galaxy Note 9, and why it's a better buy over the new Note 10. Now, whether or not the Note 10 or the Note 20 that's supposed to be coming out in August, definitely we'll see about that. But as far as comparing it to the Note 10, the Note 9 is still a better buy in my opinion. You have more options, more features on here. Same software. It looks the same as the new Galaxy devices. So really nothing to worry about here. I'm definitely liking this phone. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Links will be posted down below. This concludes my video of how the Note 9 stacks up in 2020 and how it may be better than the Galaxy Note 10. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did. Thumbs down if you didn't. That is quite all right. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that little notification bell for future notifications on this channel. You guys stay safe out there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.